So today I will be performing the iodine clock experiment. So I have my vitamin C, 4 tablets because they are 500 milligrams. I have my iodine, cornstarch, hydrogen peroxide, and distilled water. So first I'm gonna start by crushing up the vitamin C into a powdery substance. And it looks like so. Now I will transfer the vitamin C powder into a glass. And measure about 60 milliliters of distilled water. Pour that in. And mix it around. After stirring for about 30 seconds, so I'm gonna keep stirring. I'm gonna strain the water or the solution into another glass. And it looks like this. Now I'm gonna take a little spoonful of the cornstarch, like this much, dump it in the glass, and then measure 350 milliliters of distilled water. And I'll pour it in here now. And now mix this solution. Because the solution is a little bit cloudy, I'm going to put it in the microwave and bring it to a boil and hopefully clear up the amount of white in it. Now that the water has cleared up a significant amount, I'm just going to transfer it to a bigger glass. and pour it into here. Now I'll add my iodine to the first solution. And then mix it and the color returns. Mix it and the color returns. And the reasoning why this goes back to being colorless when the iodine is added is because when iodine goes in as I2, it is color. It has its color, but when it's mixed with the vitamin C, it turns to iodide, which is a negatively charged ion, and this is a colorless solution. So that's why when it reacts with vitamin C and you stir it, it becomes colorless. I am now gonna top this off with water to give it the same amount as the other solution has. Give it a little stir. And now solution A and B are set up and ready to go. Now I'm gonna pour an equal amount of the solution A and the solution B into this glass. And give it a little stir. So it might take a little while to see a color change, but basically what's happening here is that when solution A, vitamin C, with the iodine, with the iodide ions that are colorless, is combined with the hydrogen peroxide and the cornstarch, there's basically two reactions that are occurring at once, and they're kind of going back and forth until the color changes. So I'm going to explain a little bit about what those two reactions are. So my solution wasn't changing colors quickly without putting it in the microwave, so I decided to heat it up because as the temperature increases, the rate of reaction will also increase. So I put it in for about a minute and I saw the color change I put it in for a minute 30 and I saw the color change at the 1 minute mark. And this is what it looks like now. So now I'm going to explain a little bit about the science of what went on behind this reaction. So essentially the hydrogen peroxide wants to turn the colorless iodide, which is negatively charged, back to the colorful I2. However, the ascorbic acid wants to reduce it from the iodine back to iodide. So the vitamin C is ultimately consumed because of this excess amount of hydrogen peroxide, and as a result, the iodine begins to accumulate. Another reaction is going on at the exact same time, which is when I2 is reacting with I- to form a triiodide complex. Once that complex reacts with the starch, we get that blue iodine starch complex. And this is why we see the color change so quickly. If we wanted it to be even faster, which is what I had to do because it wasn't reacting quick enough, I would increase the temperature. So I stuck the solution in the microwave, and after about 1 minute, the color began to change and I watched it happen, which was pretty cool. Another thing that we could do to increase the rate of reaction would be to increase the concentration of the iodide or the hydrogen peroxide. On the other hand, if we wanted to see a slower reaction, we could decrease the temperature of the solution. So maybe put it in the refrigerator for a while or add ice, or we could increase the concentration of the vitamin C. Overall, the main takeaway from this experiment is that the rate of reaction was caused by two reactions in total, and it was pretty cool to witness.